Two tons of fun. Well, alright. Two tons of fun. Well, alright.
Welcome to Two Tons of Fun. I am Valley, your moderator. Today's topic is about addiction. We got Kaz, Lauren, and DJ Quantis at the same place in the car with the dog and the kid in the back. How's everything going, guys?
It's going good. I had to take Lila to get sterilized because it was too much money in the Twin Cities.
I think that's
costs a fraction of the price up here. So I drove 4 hours and made a little weekend trip out of it.
Animal cruelty.
Yep.
Bob Barker said on The Price is Right, spay and neuter your pets. You want to be mad at somebody, be mad at Bob Barker. Don't be mad at me. Just follow what the man said. That was his dying wish, for me to spay and neuter my pets.
Did not put that on that man.
He said that at the end of every show. You tell me.
I never watched The Price is Right. Sometimes I heard it as like background noises, like when you at like a doctor's office or something. That's the only time I think I've ever watched. Or when you suspended from school and then you got to go to an old person's house. And then
I like The Price is Right, though.
Soap operas and game shows. That's what you watch when you get suspended from school. I don't know. Anything that old people watch. I don't watch that. I've never watched that by myself. I've always had to be suspended from school or over. Did you like it as like on your own?
Yeah,
you only watch it when you visit your mom.
No.
Y'all actually like it?
I watch it when I'm at work.
I wanted to be on it.
I saw you on TV once, Quantis.
With Drew Carey. I watched the one.
No, I saw Quantis running. He had like an orange mustard suit on, and he was running real fast on Wheel of Fortune.
It was not no mustard suit.
Well, you won't. You won't. He was wearing one of them apostle suits.
Yeah.
I didn't even have a suit on.
Then he had those sandals on that he always wear. He was on
one of them flowy suits. It was either that linen or that fake silk.
He had the
silk
gold sandals on. He had his gold fingernail polish on his toes. You know they always yellow. He had that mustard suit on. And he just his wife had one.
We gotta pull that up from the archives and post that in the group.
His wife had one
because I never was on no.
His wife had one Wheel of Fortune. You went on those.
I would not have had a mustard suit on.
Man, we gonna have to pull it up from the archives.
I gotta find it. All you see is him cheesing like he running. he was still kind of big at the time.
You know what? He can't stop us from posting that in the group because it's already public.
It don't matter. There wasn't no mustard suit.
But we'll let the fans decide. Okay, tons of fans. We're gonna find this video and we're gonna let you decide.
It was like the summer suits that they kind of more thin. That was
that linen.
And it was what color was it then, Quantis?
It was a blazer and some jeans.
What color was the blazer?
I don't know. It's dark.
Okay. We're gonna pull up this. We're gonna pull up this footage. We gotta dig in the archives.
He's such a storyteller. He know he wore that, and he was like the happiest man in the world.
The producer tells you that
to run.
Act excited. All this stuff is staged. Don't do that stuff. You have to wait till the producer says, "Okay, come on, run now. Act excited." Y'all don't see all that stuff.
So you wasn't excited that your wife won Wheel of Fortune? Didn't she win like $38,000?
Excited, but the director's telling you, the producers, get excited. You have to
they do that at church too. What the hell you talking about?
Audience claps and all that.
They hype this called a hype man. You do that at church. Get ready. And I cut your neighbor. Everywhere. Come on.
It's hard to hear Quantis on the mic sometimes. I think if you got to lean towards him more when he talks. But all right, let's get it.
That's because I'm usually cool and calm, but I'm in the sharing this thing.
What? Dude, you was happy. It's okay to have been happy. I would have been happy if my wife won Wheel of Fortune. That's nice.
So what's the episode on today? What we talking about?
Addiction. Let's get to it. We'll start with the icebreaker. Do you have urges you cannot resist? We'll start with you, Cass.
I don't know. I mean, I like to think I have pretty decent self-control, but I am fat, so that should say something.
Just turn the camera around this moment. There's a lady walking by. She has like 4 drinks. She got on these tight pants.
Oh my God,
she's chunky.
No, I think I struggle with food. I would say I have issues with food and patience.
The same question.
Yeah, food. That's food. It's the biggest.
You don't got nothing. I can go days without eating. Literally days.
I need to go some days without eating.
Well, all you gotta do is just get another addiction. Like, and then you won't think about food.
I used to, you know what? I did break one of my bad addictions. I used to bite my nails constantly. And ever since I started getting manicures, I don't bite them anymore.
But biting your nails only lasts so long.
I used to bite my nail back really far.
To the quick?
Back, yes.
What, did you like have jitters or something? Like you had the jitters? Like you get nervous?
I have general fucking anxiety, yes.
To the quick?
I used to bite.
Could you bite to the quick?
Because it was an addiction. Used to go in. And yeah, I used to bite my toenails too.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so. That's why I'm so flexible. Negro, when my phone dropped when we were driving, I picked it up with my feet. I am flexible. Don't let this big boy fool you. I used to be able to do the splits. I can't do them no more.
I
don't know. Have you ever struggled with like controlled substances?
Alcohol probably. Drink too much.
Alcohol, coke, weed.
No coke, no weed.
That was it.
Alcohol.
You never tried coke, Cass?
I plead the fifth.
It's overrated. It just don't let you sleep. I only tried it once or twice, but like I was like, yeah.
I lived the wild life in my 20s.
Not my
early 20s.
Not my type of drug. How did you get addicted to that, Quantis? Like, I don't get the infatuated.
From the gateway drug of marijuana.
You really believe in that dumbass shit? There's no such thing as gateway drug.
I never used to smoke Mary Jane, and I tried other stuff before I even smoked Mary Jane. And me and Mary Jane get along great, and I don't want to try nothing else.
I sometimes smoke weed. Oh, man, I don't even.
I think peer pressure plays a lot into addictions, though. I think a lot of people, go places and you go somewhere, like maybe you weren't going to have a drink, and you go somewhere and they got drinks. So you're just like, well, it's there, so why not, you know?
Most addictive drug is sugar.
Sugar, then caffeine. But it's marketed towards us every day. It's bombarded. I remember when I stopped drinking, it's the sun, Quantis. It's the sun. It's the sun. We can't do nothing about that.
It's okay. Just keep going.
It's the sun.
It's like separating us.
I don't know. It's the sun. It's the sun.
Separating me.
Yes, hallelujah.
Is your stomach eclipsing the screen?
When I did stop drinking, I stopped drinking for about a year or so. And when I did stop, you would not believe how much alcohol is pushed on you. No matter in TV and movies, advertisements, it's everywhere.
It's the sugar.
Yeah, sugar too. I don't have an issue with sugar. Everything turns into sugar. Okay, we get that, but we're talking about a specific thing, which is alcohol.
Yes, naturally sweet. Outside, I eat fruit and vegetables with their natural sugars, but like artificial sugar, I'm not addicted to at all.
Well, it was the artificial sugar.
I don't eat candy or nothing.
The world all messed up.
That's what you addicted to that. That's what you was just talking about. He was just talking about earlier. I need to put something sweet in my mouth.
Yeah, that's
She be addicted. We had a tub. We had a whole tub of peppermints in the studio. I come back from Yami. Okay, I come back from Yami.
That stuff was gone.
Gone. Gone.
It's like 20 of
A
them.
whole tub.
He said he only eat like
He
4 a
probably
day.
Eat like 20 of them in a day.
I know. He's such a.
And I like peppermints, but I maybe have like 2 or 3 when they were there.
I don't.
Use your friends.
I stopped. I used to when I was a kid. I used to. That's why I got so many feelings. I don't know. But like as an adult, I don't eat sugar at all. I'm
not big on sugar. You know when I do get big on sugar, Mary Jane likes to make me have a little bit of sweets because they taste. Sometimes food tastes so much different when your senses.
The weed enhance everything drastically.
It tastes. I used to hate key lime pie and key lime cheesecake. I'm addicted to that right now. That's one of my big addictions. Especially if Mary Jane come with me, we gonna eat. If I had that's why some days I don't buy. I don't buy a whole cake. If I buy a whole cake, that's not gonna last 2 days.
You know somebody addicted to something.
Addicted to what?
When
they don't buy them both.
When they buy it, and then another person come and they don't share that particular thing. He do not share that key lime pie.
I just said I'm addicted to
everything else, but that thing.
That ain't true.
Oh! I was like, man, let me get no. I was like, oh, this is vice.
That ain't true at all because I share beers and alcohol like crazy. And
so that's the one thing you really like. You're not gonna share.
What am I, woman?
I'm talking.
Some people are addicted to sex.
Eating wise.
That's I had to stay to that. You gotta. But that can lead to bad stuff.
Pornography. It's so many.
All like sharing. Italian Fiesta.
That don't bother me. I can't eat the whole thing. I can, but I don't.
Yeah, I do shit. I shit.
Oh, you talking about like if some extra like all right? Oh, this is what I hate more than anything. Like, you ever like been at home and you order something for just you and the people that's at home, and then these extra motherfuckers come out of nowhere? You're like, what the fuck? I ain't sharing this.
I can't stand it because it makes me so mad. My mama, and even this one here too. I be ready to get my mouth ready for something, and you have a little budget. And you be like, oh, I want to try this. I want to try this. Then you order something. Oh, you didn't ask me if I wanted something to eat. Oh, we're the 2 tons. You have to get 2 of everything. I don't even tell the DoorDash people to ring the doorbell anymore. I said, do not ring the doorbell. Text me when you get here. I will come and get the food. Because if they ring the doorbell and my mother gets it, it's gonna be ramaged through. Quantis don't do that, but my mother will ramage through. I'll get the food and I'll be like, I thought I ordered this, and this. It's ramaged through. Then I'll be trying to not eat too much.
Like, she don't eat no hot stuff. She went into one.
She just put it there.
Why you do that? No, this time I'm gonna kill me with her. I cook for Father's Day and Juneteenth at the same time. Where these extra people come from? I didn't cook for like the whole family. This was just for the immediate people in the house. And next thing I know, here comes the Jerry Springer crew.
Oh, what about the people that think kids supposed to eat filet mignon and shit, man? You better go on with that.
Oh, no. I'm in Miami, right? I'm in Miami. I took my niece with me. She's 19.
I'm sorry.
I went to Miami, and I just wanted to try like all these different foods and all this different stuff. I get to the restaurant because you know me, I like to go to nice places. I get to the restaurant. I'm like, "What you gonna get?" Mind you, this girl is very picky. Is so picky. What you want to eat? Oh, so the waiter comes, asks her what she want to eat. I have the filet mignon, and I'm like, oh, I should have had the salmon. I'm like, okay. Well, I said, you gonna start paying for your food? Well, she said, I thought money wasn't an issue for you. I said, look, heifer,
See?
now I can order the filet mignon treat myself, but you get a burger, okay? Especially as picky as you is. Then we ordered this big old. We tried. I wanted to try alligator, and I tried some rabbit.
Put this in.
Kids, they can't get that kind of food until they taste buds get
First
to the
of
right
all,
place.
That particular person you talking about, I never seen them eat a steak, period. Now all of a sudden.
Well, she's still okay. She turned 18, so she's going through something different. But like,
she's 19. She's not
okay.
18.
She just turned 9. Okay, but I'm talking about people. Like I've been like I know people that won't even let their kids. Like when we was kids, our plan was to cut a burger in half. This was for you, and this is for you. Like, but you know, you got to eat off the dollar menu. You don't feed no kids off no value menu. Here's your own drink, man. Them rules never existed when we was children.
To graduate up to the
Yeah, you don't eat like adults. So that's what I'm saying. Like you gotta tell, like you said, like when you say somebody else come bring over kids to the house, you gotta let me know so I grill hot dogs because these kids ain't eating my damn steaks. Like there's hot dogs, consider like that. Yeah, that's everybody. Some people different and weird, man. I know people they be like, no, each kid got to get their own everything. I'm like, shit, you better learn to share.
It was an occasion if you got a Happy Meal. That was a special occasion.
You got that dollar,
and that wasn't the whole kids. That would be like you just with mommy. Just with mommy going somewhere. You just happen to be the lucky one. You get the Happy Meal, but we're not gonna go home. We're not gonna go home. We're gonna eat the Happy Meal out in public, and then you gotta throw it. That's not Jackie Chan. See, this man is. We up north. We all the way up north in Minnesota. There's a large native population up here. Okay, and he keep calling these people all different types of names. We sitting at the park. We sitting at this park, Paul Bunyan Park.
Let's let the people see Jackie Chan.
No,
stop it.
We sitting here at the Paul Bunyan Park. There was a bunch of white kids because there's white folks up here, and he like, well, I don't want to get out there. They stole all the shade, and you know that we're in a Trump country, so they're not vaccinated. I just my luck. So his son back here talking about, Daddy, segregation ended. He's like, but Daddy, you're right. Well, who told you that? He said, nobody, you look at. My man, that's crazy. I can't. I don't know. My kids are no filter. No filter. Just none. I'm just like, dang. So weird.
Shit. Are there some good addictions?
Working out.
No, that's not good. Because you got people that do that and they end up killing themselves. I think addiction. I think anything.
That is no. Where have you overdose on working out? Come on.
Look, them twins that we saw that had the same boyfriend. They said they work out for 6 hours. That is ridiculous and not healthy.
What's not happy about it?
They only eat 1 meal a day and work out for 6 hours. 4 hours on a treadmill, 2 hours doing weight training.
Treadmill ain't serious. They fucking around.
Humans are addicted.
I seen some of the biggest people in the world walk 8 hours on a treadmill with a sandwich.
It's like everything in life. Everything's on the spectrum. It's about balance. You don't want to be too far one way, too far the other. It's about it's the Goldilocks. It's the goal. It's the Goldilocks to get the places just right.
I know somebody that's a workaholic. I think that's a good addiction.
No.
How's it good?
As long as it don't need to lead to no neglect of somebody. If you older and single,
it's not good for you though. It's not good for you. Your personal well-being.
Some people like their jobs though.
Some people think that's all there is. What's the point of doing it? What's the point of? That's just like being a billionaire. Like Jeff Bezos say, he's sitting up there. I got so much money, I'll never spend it in my lifetime. What's the purpose of it?
Good at making money, but he's using this like Elon Musk is a workaholic, and he keeps inventing stuff that's good for the world. What's wrong with that?
I think anything in excess is.
But you rather get them get what I call the bad addictions and just waste their time getting drunk and high?
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, for me personally, my goal is to find the Goldilocks, to be just right, to try to not be too far one way, too far the other way, and to have balance. I think balance is important in your life. You know, if I was a workaholic, but I don't spend any time for self-care, that's not going to be good for me in the long term. It might be good for me short term, might help me amass wealth, but long term, it's not going to be good for my health. It's like anything. You run anything too long, it's going to start to break down. I only got this one body.
Okay. What about a workaholic with multiple jobs? So they're not doing the exact same task. That's so daunting.
It's still your brain. You're going to wear yourself down. You have to rest. You have to do self-care. And I don't have any problem with people I don't have any problem with anybody that has an addiction. I think everyone has to determine what that means for them. You know, if it works for you, it works for you. For me, it wouldn't work for me.
I think some people just have addictive personalities, right?
Mm.
So I think it's better for that kind of person to find
a coping mechanism. It really is a coping mechanism in lots of places. The addiction is only the symptom, typically. It's a coping mechanism to how to deal with society.
But I'm just saying, if you do got an addictive personality, you need to find what I call a good addiction. Like
Well, you need to find out why you are looking for this symptom. Like for me, you know, I used to be addicted to going to church, but the reason why was because I wanted
that's a bad addiction.
It was to the point where people said I was in a cult. I went to church 3-4 times a week. But it was the reason why I was going was to feel a sense of belongingness, a sense of community, a sense of love and care. But then what happened was when the church hurt me, I had lost my vice. So then it was the clubs and everything else. So to me, I have to find the root cause for it so that I can actually begin to learn how to cope with it and do better. So like my goal in my life is to cope and personally try to do better and not get addicted to this, that, and the other. Even though I'm going to struggle with addictions all the time, the goal is to acknowledge it, to acknowledge my implicit biases, acknowledge my issues, and at least then, if I say the quiet part out loud, I can start to do a little bit of work on it. If I want to act like ain't nothing wrong with me working 20 out of 24 hours, then that's ludicrous.
Maybe that person's working 20 out of 24 hours because they're working for something.
And that's fine. But what I'm saying is acknowledge that it is an addiction. You're not going to sit there and tell me it's normal to work 20 out of 24 hours. That's not healthy behavior. And it's just like you're not going to sit here and tell me it's normal for my fat ass to order a pizza, some wings, and some mozzarella sticks and eat it in one sitting. That behavior is detrimental to your well-being, your mental health, and your physical health. So acknowledge that. At least so now I acknowledge that I'm an overeater, a compulsive overeater. There was a study that said people that think about losing weight lose more weight than people that don't think about losing weight. Just by thinking about it, you lose more weight than you would by not.
If you're going to quote a study, you have to.
I don't have to do shit. I don't have to do shit.
We have a child.
Don't he got his headphones on?
No, he can't keep them on.
He took them off. I don't have to do anything.
It's a phantom study. This is how he does. This is how you know when he tries to substantiate his argument. There was a study.
I'll post it in the comments. I'll post it in the comments.
Who did the study?
I'll post it in the comments.
The Fund Foundation. Who studied this?
I will post it in the comments.
Was it Wikipedia? No, you can't trust that stuff.
I will post it in the comments.
Wikipedia is good to start at, though. Don't down Wikipedia like that. They okay, good. They're a good starting place, but then go follow up afterwards.
He said they're homophobic.
I never said. See, this man just lying on me. I will post.
I gotta get him, Cal.
I will look for it and I'll post it in the comments. But I think that's what you gotta acknowledge is when you at least.
Y'all believe this man has not been in Facebook jail? It's unbelievable.
No, I've never been in Facebook jail because I don't do nothing to deserve to go to Facebook jail.
No, keep messing with 2 tons of fun. You will be.
I don't say nothing out of pocket.
I haven't been in the Facebook jail in
I don't say nothing out of pocket.
over 2 years. It's been a while.
I try to be very intentional with the words that I use.
Had stuff pulled down, bro.
I've never had anything of mine blocked. I've never had any posts of mine censored. I've never been in Facebook jail. I'm very intentional with what I post, and I think about it. Nothing.
Constipation the other week.
I said Facebook, and I know I did not have constipation. I haven't been constipated.
Why are you revealing this man's personal?
What
they call that anyway? Isn't that no? It's a law. Is it HIPAA laws? You're violating the HIPAA laws. That is personal information.
Wait a minute.
Listen.
There was a study.
First off, he don't got his sound card. He don't got his private space. He's sharing the space with me. So he don't got nothing to go off of. So he gonna resort to lies. He's addicted to lying.
This is BPA free.
See? Pathologically.
Let's get into it. Let's get into
Good.
BPA free.
What's going on? What's the
Let's
next
get into
thing?
our first segment.
We ain't even got into the segment.
15 minutes left.
That's what I'm saying. We're gonna do this little segment. Rank these addictive candy bars.
Ooh.
Kit Kat, Snickers, Almond Joy, Twix, Butterfingers, and Reese's.
You ain't even got the ones that I like.
The most addictive one for me is Snickers.
I like
Almond
Snickers.
Joy.
I like Almond Joy.
What was the other 3?
Kit Kat, Twix, Butterfinger, and Reese's.
Then Butterfinger. Then Reese's.
You don't like Kit Kat?
I don't really like Kit Kat.
Mm-hmm. I knew you was homo. I knew you was homo. You don't like Kit Kat.
I definitely Kit Kat is on the bottom.
The humans. He likes Twix.
Yeah, out of that order, I would do Almond Joy, then Twix. Love me some coconut and nuts. Almond Joy, then Twist, then Snickers, then Reese's, then Butterfingers, then Kit Kat. Kit Kat's nasty.
Yeah, I get this because you gay and you can't get over that word Kit Kat.
My true favorite addictive candy is a Heath bar.
What?
I like certain things. That is my true addiction. A Heath bar. I love butterscotch. You can think my
okay. What's always left last in your Halloween candy?
Kit Kat.
No.
Goddamn Milky Ways and 3 Musketeers.
Oh, Milky Ways are
Milky Way go stale.
Or that nasty ass candy corn. Don't nobody want that shit either.
I like candy corn.
The Milky Way will go stale. You're right. It's
Milky Way is disgusting, and Kit Kats are right there.
I don't like the Musketeers either. I like Kit Kat.
I'm gonna tell you this: I'm not gonna eat a Milky Way, and I'm not gonna eat a Kit Kat. You gotta pay me to do that. I'm not gonna do that of my own volition, ever. They're disgusting. Ever.
What about 3 Musketeers?
I like the Musketeers. It's fine.
They nasty.
Another one. It's another one. How about the chocolate?
Payday?
Payday's edible.
Those are fine. It's not on my list hierarchy.
The Payday is just so hard to. It's something gummy about the Paydays. Like I don't like
Paydays. Paydays are good. I'll eat it. It's not on my hierarchy of needs.
What about hard candies?
I love hard candy.
Mine is Jolly Rancher.
Duh. Who don't like Jolly Rancher?
I'll take a what they call that? Werther's. I'll take a Werther's over anything.
I never had that. I don't know what that tastes like.
The butterscotch.
Yes, I love butterscotch. I love caramel. I love.
You know why you like that shit? Because that's what grandma and that sister always have when we go over there. Ain't no goddamn candy tray.
You used to get that Christmas wreath with all those that strawberry hard candy, that strawberry, and then the yellow ones, which were butterscotch, then peppermints. Then they had that other special. It looked like it was twisted up, and I love all of that. I'm an old soul.
You just like that old lady candies.
Oh no, I'm an old lady.
Them straws, the sugary straws.
Yeah, that's just pure sugar. That's just ridiculous.
I don't like that.
I like those. Do you remember those? When I was little, I used to like Chico sticks, and I used to like Laffy
That's
Taffy.
coconut, ain't it? And coconut.
I don't
Ain't Chico said coconut?
I don't like those.
I don't eat none. I haven't
I
eaten
don't
none
like
of
them
for
sugar.
years.
One of my other candy that I love to hate is Tootsie Roll. Unless it's the flavored one.
I like the Footsies, the fruities, but like
yeah, but I don't like a regular Tootsie. That's the nastiest thing ever.
The stripes, like the chocolate, the strawberry.
That's nasty too.
That coconut bar.
Yes, nope, I don't like
I
that.
like that. I like that caramel apple sucker. That's real good.
Yeah. Those green suckers with the. I was just about to say, I like anything that's got caramel or butterscotch in it. You win me over with that caramel.
The caramel apples. And on Halloween, I used to like getting those taffy apples, Affy Tapples.
Caramel is probably one of my biggest addictions. I used to get a caramel sundae, and all the caramel would be at the bottom, and I would scrape it up and just eat the caramel.
Shit, I haven't eaten ice cream in so long. I don't even
My
eat
ex-wife
nothing
used
sweet.
to make to put the caramel in first, then put that, and then put the caramel.
That's what I just said.
What are you talking about? A sundae from where? What, a McFlurry or something?
McDonald's.
Those McFlurry things.
McDonald's has got, you know what? I think McDonald's ice cream is probably one of the best. Other than maybe Wendy's, I like the Frosties.
Oh, I like that place called what's the one? Overice. They make good milkshakes.
Oh, who else makes it? Culver's has a custard that is to die for.
I haven't tasted it. Next time I go down with.
You talking about soft serve?
Oh, okay.
Custard is soft serve.
Not custard. The best soft serve is the man in the ice cream machine cart.
McDonald's.
Goes by and gives you the cones.
No.
The old school.
Oh, you talking about the truck, the ice cream trucks?
The truck, yeah, the ice cream truck with the soft serve.
Yeah, when I used to steal, maybe like 5 years back, I had a banana split. I think that's the last time I had some
love
ice
banana
cream
splits. Truck. Put some caramel on that banana split.
And then certain popsicles. As far as popsicles, I always hated them. What's those popsicles with cream in them? I hate that shit.
Dreamsicle.
That sounds disgusting.
It's called a dreamsicle. It's orange.
It's just ice cream in the middle, but it's got like.
It's orange on the outside.
And I don't even know why I used to eat sherbet as a kid. I hate that shit too.
I love sherbet.
Sherbet is good.
I hate sherbet.
What's the other one? It's sherbet and
I tried to eat that shit after I was like 19. I couldn't eat it. I don't like sherbet.
It's sweet. It's really sweet, but I like those things. But
we ate way too much sugar as kids. They used to put the damn root beer floats.
Okay, what about the bomb pop? You didn't like that?
That one was okay.
I don't know what those are.
It was like red, white, and blue. Some of them make big and then like
red, white, and blue.
Oh yeah, I like it those.
It's just sugar. All this shit is just different iterations of sugar. I'm just thinking about our diets as kids was horrible.
That's why the doctor always be looking at me. Every time I go to the doctor, their eyes get all wide and they say, "You don't have diabetes?" I said, "No, I don't have diabetes." "But you're 400 pounds. You don't have diabetes?" "No, I don't. I don't have diabetes." I can't stand my doctor because I am pretty decent at understanding people who have accents.
Ain't nobody. No.
Favorite dessert.
Dessert.
Yes, your addiction is sweets. We can tell.
Peach cobbler maybe or banana pudding.
Favorites.
Peach cobbler and banana pudding. Yeah.
Yeah, banana pudding is up there for me.
I can eat anything. I'll eat it. I'll try it.
I take pies over cakes though.
I'm not a big fan of pies. I used to like those McDonald's apple pies when I was younger, but I hate them now.
My favorite pie is pure sugar. It's pecan pie. Love me a good pecan.
Man.
That's too sweet. That's a little on the sweet side. You got to eat something else with that.
Love me a pecan pie with some ice cream or whipping cream on top of it.
Now Quantis' brother, wife makes a sweet potato pie so good.
It's no big to go home.
I remember I went to your brother's house when they was still he's still in the country club. And his wife had made like 10 pies, man. I had to take 2 of them home with me. I was like, this shit's up.
What did she make?
The damn her sweet potato pies are so damn good, man.
Oh yeah.
I'm not crazy over sweet potato pie.
Nah, you gotta eat the one she make, man.
Somebody in our family.
I'm not crazy over it.
They slipped. They made like not too recently, like 15 of them. The pie. They were like, I did something a little different. Yeah. A nigga don't take a sweet potato pie.
I will eat a pecan pie over any pie out there.
Some people can even make pumpkin pie taste good if you just do it.
My
right.
mom.
Remember,
because sweet potato pie and pumpkin pies, they're very subtle. They don't have enough of a kick to it, and when they do make them too sweet, it's not good to me. I don't like the. I like put some nuts in my pies.
I remember this time I was. I remember this. I remember. We'll say that for another episode. I remember when I was younger. You remember Quantis when I went to the pumpkin patch and I got that huge ass pumpkin, and I begged my grandma to make it into pie. She made like 10 pies out of that shit. I was struggling to get that thing home. I was rolling it. Was it good? Yeah, she know how to. She could cook.
Yeah, I remember then we had the pumpkin seeds.
Yep. Yeah, we baked the pumpkin seeds. Mm-hmm.
I'll eat a pumpkin pie. This is not my.
You got to let them seeds dry, and then you have to cook.
Yeah, all the other kids had these little ass pumpkins. I kept picking them up till I could see which one I could hold the longest. Like, yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, you done got, man, that pumpkin was bigger than my belly, man.
It had to be about 20 pounds. It was heavy. So I don't know. I was
your
interested.
grandma could cook. She cooked them pies, man. She good cooking them.
Yeah, I don't. But I rarely eat sweets now. That's a bad habit.
She make her banana pudding the old school. A lot of people be faking and shaking.
I don't understand the obsession with banana pudding. I don't care for it.
Well,
You ain't ate it from the right person.
Making phony banana pudding.
I don't. It's not even that. I just don't care for it. I'm not a pudding person. Only pudding I like is chocolate pudding.
Like say you're not a pudding. Look at this. You're not a pudding person.
Yeah,
I'm not a pudding person. I like custard. I like only pudding. I tell you about rice pudding. I love me a good rice pudding.
All right, we're gonna get out of this. I'm gonna try to cut it short today. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about personal, like any personal relatives dealt with addiction when you were younger, maybe, and how that affected you. Like we'll start with you, Quantis. Anything like did you grow up around addicts?
Before I knew what they was, my uncle, he used to be in jail a lot. I didn't even know, but he was addicted to heroin. And but he didn't want to talk me out of street fight.
Did that did you said, but you couldn't understand. How did it affect you? Yeah.
Because it affected me because it taught me how to run the streets, how to handle myself in the street. Then my brothers, it affected me negative because I walked up on a weed stash and I was smoking weed in 6th grade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it affected me in a way because I was kind of tripping from 6th grade all the way to high school.
What about Grandpa being an alcoholic? Did you really see that?
I didn't see it. I think that was just an inherited bloodline thing because it didn't affect me. I actually never saw him drink in front of me.
He was a functional, like he kept it away from the house.
Yeah, actually back in them days, people that had addictions, and I know some folk might disagree, like a junkie was a person that just did not have no control over his addiction. But the other people were functioning addicts, basically. It wasn't many junkies like it is now, like you got crackheads all over. It wasn't like what's the word I'm looking for? Epidemic. It wasn't an epidemic of junkies.
Well, crack is a whole different kind of addiction. So that's
people had addictions back then, but it was just different because they were functional. And my dad never missed work because of his addiction, to be honest.
Yeah, me neither. I drink just like he did.
But even my heroin addict uncle, he was functional, but the only reason he got messed up because he got arrested. But other than that, it seemed like the old school people was able to more manage their addiction better than the people nowadays. I don't know.
Same
I
question,
didn't see it
Cass.
as too much of a
Um, yeah, I've seen addiction growing up, and it definitely played a negative role. Because I wasn't ever gonna smoke or drink or do anything like that, and so like for me, even being with my cousins and stuff, it was you had to drink to be a part of everything, or you had to experience it. Seeing things that happen to my family members and other things, it definitely, even in some places, caused me a little PTSD because it was, along with addiction comes a bunch of variety of issues. So for me, I think only negative affected me and might be one of the reasons why I have an overeating issue. So I have to dig into that and explore that. But yeah.
Addiction can lead to
Nothing but negativity.
Some people can have a shopping addiction that leads to them not paying the bills and your shit get cut off as a kid. There's so many different things.
Yeah, nothing positive from it. I mean, I just saw it opened my eyes up to things. I'm a functioning alcoholic or addicted person.
Shit,
I can control. Sometimes I think I can control.
I'm with you.
Sometimes I stop drinking. Sometimes I do. But for me, my problem is I go big. I overdo it. I'm a big personality. So if I am gonna go to a party, I'm drinking way more than I need to even be drinking. Or if there was a point when I was struggling and trying to cope with my depression and everything, where in the Navy, I'd have a bottle of wine, a whole bottle of wine just so I can go to sleep. And in the Navy, there's all this is like socialism, like socializing with each other. You had to drink, or you had to do a bunch of shots because that proved that you was a man, and that proved that this, and that proved that. And so I've seen how addictions have stopped people from attaining their goals, or ruin relationships, or hurt themselves, or cause a disease. And so it's why me personally, I'm trying to get to that middle road.
Yeah,
and I've been to AA meetings and things like that, and tried different stuff, but it's not for me because I'm in therapy, and that helps. Like finding out what the root cause to me, I believe the addiction is a symptom of something way bigger. So like I've been putting a lot of energy into finding out what are the root causes to why I'm overeating or why I'm over drinking, or me and Mary Jane, that's medicine. Okay. I just have me a little Mary Jane at night and I'm fine. But I was in Miami, I didn't have any except for once when I went to see my friends. And technically I qualify for medical marijuana. So, but for me, it's more of medicine than it is something like I see certain people, or I know certain people where they will go crazy if they don't have any Mary Jane. They will freak out. Like for me, that's not that issue. So my biggest issues are controlling my alcohol intake, finding out. I have a big understanding of why I overdrink and why I overeat. Is now learning how to find the coping mechanisms to cope. And I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to having more stability in my life and being able to assess my goals easier. Because even though I find out like my addictions only provide short-term relief, I only feel good after like eating. I'm eating and I feel great. After I eat, I feel disgusting. Like for me, I've had eating disorders galore. Anorexia, believe it or not. Bulimia, believe it or not. Overeating, obvious. So they all play factors in it, and it all kind of messes with you. Or like you drink, you having fun and you drinking and you feel good, but then the next day you're like, oh, I don't feel too good. I need to drink some Pedialyte. I mean, you do it too. You drink some Pedialyte. And it's hilarious because you do it again.
You drink yourself into dehydration. But I've gotten good. You want to know my biggest way of dealing with it? First off, I'm very limited when it comes to hard liquor. I rarely touch that shit now. And all I do is, and I buy real weak beer. and it just pisses out of me. It really doesn't get me drunk, but it's just because I'm. But what it is, like you said, it's an addiction. So your body goes through the motion. So anybody that tries that cold turkey shit, it's really difficult. Because now you're just trying to wing yourself right off.
Water.
Yep, that's what I got right here.
Water in a wine glass.
I got sparkling water.
And you couldn't tell me it's the best placebo in the world. Sparkling water in the wine glass, lovely.
Yeah.
But like that video that was posted in the group with that, there was a special needs kid, and they gave him some Hennessy, and he tried it. He's like, "What is this, poison?
Yeah,
You got to poison me?"
He spit that out.
And it made me like think. It like literally made me stop and think and be like, "Damn, what am I putting in my body? And like, how is this going to affect my long-term longevity? Like, am I going to be someone that's got liver spots and you get that big alcoholic nose and them veins and not being able to do stuff?" And the amazing thing about, the cool thing about a lot of these addictions.
You know, this is water, Miller High Life. This is just water.
It's piss. I call it piss. The cool thing about a lot of these addictions, a lot of the normal ones, like not some of the hardcore opioid use and everything else, but like smoking, I'm addicted to nicotine. I quit for a whole year and then I started up again. But nicotine and alcohol, if you do stop and do it moderately, your liver will repair itself. The liver is kind of crazy because it's one of our only organs that can like grow itself back and regenerate. Same thing with your lungs. Like they will repair themselves. And so for me, it's like I'm at a tipping point in my life where I don't have diabetes. I don't have an enlarged heart. I don't have any physical problems. But if I don't stop, I'm going to have messed up knees, messed up hips, an enlarged heart, diabetes. And I don't want that. And so that's been something that has been making me think about my behavior. And it's not just, a lot of people want to look at the addiction and think that's the problem. That's not the problem, that's the symptom. And so I've been focusing a lot on trying to find the correct diagnosis.
All right, we're going to try to wrap it up real quick. We're going to do it like in the next 5 to 10 minutes. We're going to try to end this. Quantis. Okay. Which type of addiction is more difficult to control? Like a physical, is it more physical or emotional for you? Or like, you know, is it the actual chemicals and the stuff, or is this more psychological? Which one do you think is more?
Food.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about which aspect is it? Is it like emotions with the food? Is it some kind of mental thing that you attach to the food? Is it something there, or is it just like a physical? It's a physical addiction for you, is what you're saying. That it's hard for you to manage your physical addictions.
Yeah.
Okay. Kaz, same thing.
Mental. All mental.
Mm-hmm.
He's crazy.
It got to the point, like I said, I struggled with anorexia. I was anorexic in high school, got down to 185 pounds. When I started to try to eat food, I didn't even like it. It wasn't enjoyable. And I find myself even today which is why I really like super sweet things or like really big things so that I can taste it and then try to enjoy it. But like now, sometimes I'll just eat to eat. It's there. You want me to eat? Oh, okay, it's there.
You know what I found myself doing? And I can see how a person that gets bored, like that's why when the pandemic first happened, I gained a lot of weight. I gained like 15 pounds because I had got bored. We couldn't really go nowhere and stuff, right? So I was just like, I found myself eating more due to boredom.
Just eating to eat.
Then I went and started. I went smoking weed every day for a whole month, and then I was just like, I had to stop this shit. And what I did was create tasks and stuff to keep me busy. That's why I think it's more mental. Because I physically did not want any of that food. Like it was just more psychological because I didn't have shit else to occupy my mind. So that's what I was going through.
For me though to do that, like when I was on my diet and I was eating right, is I used to cut up green peppers. And whenever I just wanted to snack on something or eat something, because I just wanted, I know this is going to sound wrong, I just wanted something in my mouth, I'd eat them green peppers because they're really good for you and they're a really good source of water. So I started to try to find ways to kind of wean myself off of things. But unfortunately, I've relapsed. But
yeah, you was doing good. You had lost like 15 pounds, didn't you?
26.
Yeah.
But I'm got my life coach, got my therapist. On my meds, I've been really med compliant, which is good. That keeps my brain in the right place. And so I think the important thing for me is to accept that I've relapsed say the quiet part out loud, and keep working on doing better.
Yeah, that's
'Cause I can obsess over how messed up I am, but that's not going to do nothing good for me.
I think life is all about small wins. So if you get something to like, I don't care. Like I'll make myself write an outline when I be thinking about go getting another beer. So I had to make myself do other shit. Like I was like, all right, this time we're gonna drink this sparkling water. I got like 50 cans of sparkling water in my refrigerator.
I love sparkling water.
I just buy a lot of that.
I can't have enough of it. I really can't. Like my niece, we bought some in. I was only in Miami for a week, and I went through maybe 3 or 4 cases of sparkling water.
Every beer I buy a can. Every can of beer I buy a can of sparkling water, and I won't go get another one until I'm done. That's not a bad idea
either. Like I was doing that for a little bit. I was like, well, if I want to drink, I gotta have.
And then I buy these with the bottles of wine. So every bottle of wine I buy one of these. So like I got that's my it's a method to my madness, and it's helping me a little bit. But like, you got to manage that shit. It will overtake your life. You'll wake up, be too lazy to go do what your tasks were for the day. Then the next thing you know, your dishes aren't washed. Your bathroom's nasty.
To a lot of people that live on the street, nobody wants to be homeless. It's just like one day you wake up and you're homeless because your addiction has clouded your brain and so foggy. And then one day you just look, or one day you want 600-pound life and bedridden.
I think the longest I ever went without bathing was 4 days. And if that smell start getting on you, you going downhill. Don't let that, once that smell get over you, that's one step from homelessness. I got into the little funk. I call it a funk. I got into a funk. I was like, I gotta get out of this shit. I make myself out of it. Like it's whatever I was going through, whatever had put me in that mode. I was like, I gotta shake this shit. I had been drinking hard liquor for like 4 days straight. Didn't bathe. I was like, fuck this. I am not finna be this person. I
think it's important though to talk about it because growing up, people didn't talk about addiction. And I think like there's all this thing to like really kind of shelter us from society. But like I said, when you start saying the quiet part out loud, you at least know and you can at least work towards it. And you can at least see the triggers and the things about it. And so you can start having and making little goals. If you want to act like ignore your alcoholic uncle, like he don't got a problem, that's not an issue, then that's not gonna help.
Most people in denial. If you know you didn't, like, as people, I hate a thyroid excuse, but people that's the way big, I'm like, come on, man, you still putting food in your mouth no matter what your condition is.
It's just like that person we just posted about Dr. Now. The girl up there talking about, I'm a picky eater. He said, hey, how you a picky eater and you wouldn't be 600 pounds if you picky eater? You ain't a picky eater, okay?
Another thing I do now, I garden. Like I'm growing corn, cucumbers. I have to give myself.
I started knitting. I started knitting because I want to do something with my hands. Yeah. And I started knitting, and it's helped me not smoke so much, and it's helped me not eat so much.
Yeah, I had to deal with that stuff that way. Otherwise, you'll be like, let me find something, like you say, put it in your mouth. Let me find something to drink, because you'll find yourself in that habit. Like, you know, I think I'm gonna get back and try to play sports next. I don't know.
That'd be fun. You gonna realize you're 33.
No, nothing serious. Nothing contact stuff. Just like
do like some tennis or racquetball. That looks fun.
Something not too hard. Like because you gotta look at when you think about whenever you were skinny in your life. Like you probably had a lot of high energy and was up always doing something.
Well, I was skinny for like this much of my life.
But your ass walked everywhere.
I loved walking. Yes, I was very active with walking. And I'm going to get back into my walking. Walking is so cathartic for me. I was always like 300 pounds.
But you were never this.
I'm 400 pounds.
Okay, he's broke a record, but he was a fat kid. We know this.
I was always chunky.
No, he was fat. I
grew my older brother's clothes. I knew something was wrong where I had to keep going to the husky section. Well, I'm just telling you the truth because my pediatrician. Every time I went to my pediatrician, he was just like Dr. Now. He said, "Stop
That's why I'm
eating."
not sharing the Spain with him no more because he just raised was higher and higher.
All right, whatever. We're just gonna wrap it up, Quantis, and final thoughts. It's almost 2:45. We can let y'all get on the road.
He wasn't a sloppy fat kid.
All right, and I gotta get to my grandpa. Happy birthday, Cool Daddy. 82 years.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Cool Daddy.
All right, yeah. Final thoughts, Quantis, then Kaz, and then we'll wrap it up because it's almost 2:45.
Kaz was a chunky fat kid, not a sloppy.
On addiction, man. Stop talking about this. Is not a personal jab time.
I don't care about the guideline. Now,
right.
go with Kaz.
Final thoughts, Kaz. This OC now.
I think
he's addicted to assholism. What?
I think find something. If acknowledge where you are in life, and when you acknowledge where you are in life, if what you're doing isn't working, you need to do something else, and be okay with that, and accept where you are at where you are, because that's all you can do.
Small wins, small wins, small wins. Get you some small wins, people. Occupy your brain. I disagree with Quantis. Some it is a chemical, physical addiction too, but I think the mental can overcome it if you give yourself stuff to stop being bored and occupy your mind.